In this video, we will show you how to empower your Voiceflow chatbot with dynamic knowledge. Users can upload PDFs, text files, or even provide URLs of web pages. The chatbot then extracts this information and sends it to Gemini 1.5 Flash, a cutting-edge AI model, to generate optimized answers based on the specific content. If the user provides a URL, the bot will pull the information from the web page and save it to the knowledge base. If the user uploads a file, we will use an extension to save the content of the file to the knowledge base. When the user asks a question, the function block will extract data chunks from the knowledge base, and we use the API block to send the data to Gemini 1.5 Flash to return an optimized answer. Let us see the details. The first block is a set block where we save the Gemini API key and the Voiceflow API key to the corresponding variables. In the text block, we let the user to choose which to upload. We provide two buttons for the user to click. One is for URL, and the other for upload a file. When the URL button is clicked, we let the user enter the URL. We use a capture block to capture the entire user reply and save it in the URL variable. We use the upload document, URL, API block to upload to the knowledge base. We set the API type as post and send the API calls to this address. In the headers, we have the content type and authorization. In the body, we have the data containing the type, URL, and name. You may watch our previous video for details. If the user wants to upload his file, we will ask him to do so. We use a custom action block to provide the interface. We enter ext_kb upload. In the action body, we have the API key, max chunk size, tags, and overwrite, which will be passed to the extension. You may change the values accordingly. In the path, we put complete, which is defined in the extension, and turn on the stop on action to wait for the completion of the user action. We will show you the extension later. Next, we set the file ID variable by extracting the data from lastEvent.payload.id. In the text block, we display the file ID. After we pull the information from either the web page or the uploaded file, we are ready to ask the user to input his question. We capture the user reply and save it in the question variable. Now we are moving to the next part, which sends the data chunks from the knowledge base and obtains the optimized answer from Gemini 1.5 Flash. We use a function block and choose the function, getKnowledgeBaseChunks. We need to input two variables, the Voiceflow API key and the user question. We save the output data in the chunks variable. You may watch our previous videos showing the details of this function. Next, we use a condition block to check if the chunks data is empty. If the length is less than 3, we consider it as empty, which means the bot cannot find the related data in the knowledge base. In the actions, we simply set the prompt variable as the question. If the chunk data is not empty, we clean up the variable vf_memory by replacing the new line characters with the white space. The variable vf_memory is a global variable storing the conversation history. Next, we initialize the prompt variable using this instruction. We continue to build the prompt by adding the data chunks from the knowledge base and the conversation history. Finally, we clean up the prompt by removing the double quotes, which often cause API call errors. We then send the prompt to Gemini 1.5 Flash. In this API block, we set the API type as post, and in this URL, we have the model name, Gemini 1.5 Flash latest, and we also need to put the Gemini API key at the end. In the headers, we have the content type. In the body, we enter the contents, parts, and text with our prompt, which will be sent to the Gemini 1.5 Flash model. In the capture response, we extract the data from Gemini response using this data structure, and save it in the answer variable. Lastly, we display the optimized answer to the user. At the end, we have three buttons. The Continue button goes to the question block and allows the user to ask the next question. The End button simply ends the conversation. The New File button goes to the Upload block, allowing the user to change to the new content. In this demo, we have the file upload part to allow user to input his content and save the information in the knowledge base. The next part is to fetch the data from the knowledge base and send data to Gemini 1.5 Flash to return optimized answer. In the following, we will talk about the extension. If you are not interested, you can skip this part. In this extension, we specify the name and the type as response. Then we check if the trace type or the trace payload name is ext_kb upload, which we have put in the custom action block. We then render and extract the API key from the trace payload. Also, we extract the max chunk size, tags, and overwrite. If we go back to the custom action block, we can see in the body, we have these values, which will be passed to the extension. This is where we extract the data from the custom action block. If the API key is not null, we create a KB file upload container and set the inner HTML. We put the style and have the input with file type, which can accept PDF, text, and doc files. Next, we select the file input and file upload box. We add event listener functions. We get the file from the input. We create a new instance form data and append the file to it. Then we have the fetch and put the knowledge base upload URL with the data passed from the custom action block, and the method is post, and we put the headers. In the body, we pass the form data to the API. Then, if the response is okay, we just return the response. If not, we throw the error. With the response data, we update the image to indicate success. In the chat interact, we have the type of complete, which we have put in the custom action block. In the payload, we pass the document ID, which we extract and show it to the user in the chatbot. We catch the error if there is any, and display it in this div. We need to append the container to the element. This extension code is from Voiceflow, and I have put the link in the description. In the index.html file, we need to import the extension from this URL, and in the extensions array, we add the extension name. That is all we should do to use the extension. Now we have the chatbot ready, and let us publish it. Let us go to the website and start a new chat. We first click the URL button. Let us go to this web page, which has an article related to the AI and cost. Let's make a copy of the URL. We paste it here. We want to know what this article about, and we let the bot summarize this article for us. The bot replies, the article discusses the rapid progress of AI, with systems now exceeding human performance in various tasks. However, the costs associated with training and running these models are skyrocketing, raising concerns about energy use and resource consumption. Next, we want to upload a file, and let us click the New File button, and the Upload a File. We go to Google and search for the PDF files on the question, how does LLM work? We click the first article. It is an overview of large language models. Let us download it and save to the folder. Now let's click and upload the PDF file. After the uploading, we can see the file ID. We want to know how the LLMs work. We ask the bot to summarize the article. The bot replies, large language models are trained on massive datasets of text and code. These models learn to predict the next word in a sequence, enabling them to generate text, translate languages, write different kinds of creative content, and answer your questions in an informative way. It is pretty good. Let us end the conversation. Now, let us go back to see the knowledge base, and we can see two data sources. One is the PDF file, and we can see the chunks. The other is the URL, and we can see the data chunks as well. In summary, we have shown how to build a chatbot to take the user-defined content and return the optimized answer using the Gemini 1.5 Flash model. Hope it helps. If you like this video, please subscribe and give a thumbs up. If you have any comments and suggestions, please let us know. Thank you for your support.